Welcome to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology, where tonight the playoffs resume with Game 2 of this Atlantic Hockey quarterfinal series between Sacred Heart and RIT. Last night's hero was number 5 for RIT. Super senior defenseman delivered the game winner 10 minutes and 17 seconds into overtime to give the Tigers the series lead. But it wouldn't have been possible without Tommy Scarfoni. The freshman delivered a magnificent performance between the pipes, keeping the Tigers' hopes alive while stopping all 39 shots he faced from the Pioneers. Good evening, I'm Kevin Roach, and welcome to RIT SportsZone Pre-Game Live. Well, if last night is any indication of how this series will play out, we're in for another classic here tonight. Game 1 had everything a playoff game should and more, from blocked shots to great goaltending to controversy and eventually that overtime game winner. Let's show you what happened last night in Game 1, just 1:29 into the game. Scary moment here as Sacred Heart forward Ryan Steele catches Will Calverley with the elbow to the head. Calverley went down hard. Steele would get a 5-minute game misconduct. As his night was over, Calverley would be on the bench for the remainder of the game. Unfortunately, RIT unable to capitalize on the 5-minute major, and they were scoreless after one. Second period, under 8 to play. Sacred Heart with an opportunity here. They think they've scored, but Tommy Scarfoni says, hey, wait a minute. Let's take a look at this. Thinks he's interfered with. Take another look. Definitely some contact there. They would review this play, and they would rule no goal. We would remain scoreless after 2 periods. Third period, Sacred Heart with the odd man rush coming the other way, thinking they're going to finally break through until Tommy Scarfoni makes the save of the night, maybe the save of the year. The kick save and a beauty to keep us scoreless. Scarfoni playing great hockey over the last month. We would go to overtime. In overtime, first minute of play, Scarfoni standing on his head. The unbelievable glove save to keep Tiger hopes alive. 39 saves for the freshman last night. Now, only if he could get rewarded for that effort, as we were still scoreless. Under 10 minutes to play in the first overtime, Tigers with the puck, and they eventually get it out to the blue line, where super senior defenseman Dan Willett was waiting for it, and he blows it by Justin Robbins. Tigers celebrate, but hold on a minute. Sacred Heart wanted the play reviewed for goaltender interference. The officials would look at it and said the goal would stand. More on that ruling in a moment. The Tigers took Game 1 in dramatic fashion, thanks in big part to Dan Willett and Tommy Scarfoni.
Yeah, I mean, the coaches are on us all game about shooting more, but yeah, it's tough. You don't want to get your shots blocked, but yeah, I mean, if you don't take the shots, there's no chance of them going in, so we'll look to get some more pucks on net tomorrow.
Talk about Tommy Scarfoni's performance, not only tonight, but what he's been for you down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, tonight was just another example of what he's been doing for us this late in the season here, and like I said before, if you want to win a championship, you need a guy in net that you can rely on, and that's exactly what we did tonight.
It was unreal. I know, like, our team was having a tough time putting the puck in the net and getting our chances, capitalizing on them. But no, after a long game, especially in OT, everyone was getting tired, both teams. But no, when that puck went in, I was extremely excited. I know our team was as well. And yeah, we'll take it from there and bring it into tomorrow.
We'll take that one last night. So here is the rule from the NCAA handbook. Rule 73.1 states that an attacking player, in this case, Tanner Andrew, outside the crease has the right to occupy space and can make contact with the goaltender's equipment that extends outside the plane of the crease, provided the attacking player doesn't initiate contact to deliberately impede the goaltender. Contact should be considered incidental, and goals scored on such plays shall be allowed, and that is what we saw here last night. So Scarfoni records his second shutout of the season while stopping a season-high 39 in net. For Dan Willett, it was his third goal of the season. All 3 have been game winners for RIT this year, and overtime has been kind to the Tigers. Last night, they improved to 6-1-4 on the year in overtime. So RIT will have a chance to close out this series tonight and advance to the conference semifinals for the first time since 2019. With more on the Tigers, our John DeTullio standing by live now with RIT head coach Wayne Wilson. Johnny?
All right, Kevin, thanks so much. Wayne, last night's game had just about everything, but you found a way to get it done. What was your message to your team following last night's overtime win?
Well, this is going to be a tougher game here tonight. Whenever you've got someone on the ropes, it's single game elimination for them. so we know they're going to come out strong. And for us, I think we got to keep our focus. I thought we got just a little lax in overtime, but I thought we had a pretty good game plan other than that. And we tinkered with a couple things here for tonight just to change it up a little bit. And we're looking forward to bring more energy and better focus for a complete 60 minutes.
We started fast last night, and then the offense kind of bogged down. What was that a result of? Not enough legs, or was something Sacred Heart doing last night?
I think once we lost Cav there, we're a little short-handed, and sometimes you get out of rhythm a little bit, with your lines, and you're trying to double shift a couple of guys, and all of a sudden they're getting tired. So I think that was part of it, and I think some of it's got to do with Sacred Heart. They're a good team, and they caused some of that too. So you just got to find ways. There's ebbs and flows to every game, and just got to find ways to win.
Tommy's been dialed in here the last month or so. What did you see last night from your freshman goal?
Probably his best game to the year, so good for him. He's been building towards this, and we believe in him, and we hope to give him a little bit more support so he doesn't have to steal one for us tonight, but that's good for him, and we'll be ready to go here tonight.
And that's my final question. What do you have to do to close this series out tonight and not have to come back tomorrow?
Well, I just not give them a lot of easy chances. Their transition games well. They got a good power play. We want to shut those things down. We got to make them earn everything and really kind of break their will a little bit, spend a little bit more time in their end. And it doesn't have to be creating shots. It could be just puck possession in their end to kind of break their will a little bit. But that's going to be awfully tough, and it's going to take 60 minutes to do that.
I feel like you're going to close them out tonight, Wayne. That's just me talking.
I don't like playing on Sundays, so I don't think anyone else does. But yeah, they're hard. It's hard to do, but we're going to give it all tonight.
All the best. That is head coach Wayne Wilson here. Kevin, let's send it back to you.
All right, Johnny, we're looking forward to it. Thanks so much. Well, the excitement of playoff hockey wasn't just limited to Rochester last night. In fact, of the 4 Atlantic Hockey quarterfinal series, 3 were decided in overtime last night, including here at RIT. The 2-time defending tournament champion AIC Yellow Jackets took a 1-0 series lead with a 5-2 victory over Bentley. 11 Yellow Jackets scored a point, and 5 had multi-point games last night. In the biggest upset of the evening, 7-seeded Mercyhurst stayed red hot as they outlasted 2nd-seeded Canisius in double overtime. The Lakers, maybe it's not an upset. They've won 6 in a row. Watch out for them. And it went down to overtime as well at West Point as Blake Bride scored the game winner for Air Force, and Alex Schilling made 33 saves for the Falcons. All 3 of these series, including ours, actually all 4, beginning tonight at 7:05. We'll track it for you throughout the evening. Well, still to come on Pregame Live, wrestling to earn a shot at a national championship. We'll let you know how RIT's Caden Winters fared out in Iowa this afternoon. Plus, he's taken over the top spot in the net for the Tigers. Coming up, we'll go one-on-one with Tommy Scarfoni, who has emerged late following a rocky start to his freshman campaign. That is next as we get you set for Game 2 of this Atlantic Hockey quarterfinal series between RIT and Sacred Heart. Coming up at 7:05, this is RIT Sports Zone Pre-Game Live. Back here on Pregame Live, Tigers and Pioneers set to face off at 7:05 in Game 2 of this best-of-3 quarterfinal series. Hey, if you're just joining us in the net for RIT tonight, of course it'll be number 30, Tommy Scarfoni. The freshman will make his 9th consecutive start for the Tigers tonight. During his last 8 starts, Scarfoni has compiled an impressive 1.94 goals against and a .938 save percentage. He has been a huge part of the Tigers' success here down the stretch. For Sacred Heart, head coach CJ Maritolo is going to stick with number 31, Justin Robbins. Robbins, a big night last night, 25 saves. The Arizona State transfer is now 9-11-3 on the year with a 2.40 goals against. Well, Sacred Heart was in this same spot against RIT back in the first round series in 2018. The Pioneers took Game 2 in 3 overtimes and then proceeded to shut out the Tigers in Game 3 of that series to advance on. What do they have to do to even things up here tonight? Our John DiTullio all over the building here tonight. He rejoins us now with head coach CJ Maritolo from Sacred Heart. Johnny?
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. CJ, we were just talking a few minutes ago. You say you're over how it ended last night, but that was a tough loss for your team last night, correct?
Yeah, it was a hard loss. We laid it out there. I was very proud of how we played. That game could have gone either way. Both goalies were terrific. They got the bounce, we didn't. But that's playoff hockey. We got to leave it where it is and move on.
Despite losing, do you think you were the better team last night or not?
I mean, in parts of that game, I mean, RIT is a very good team. They have a lot of very skilled players. I think they hemmed us in the first period. I think the second and third, I thought we had the better of the play. I mean, that's hockey.
And you had a lot of grade A looks. Scarfoni, you feel like he stole the game last night, how great he was?
I mean, he was very good live, and then we watched it on video. Like, some of the saves he made were terrific. But I know he's been played well down the stretch. We watched him in the Air Force series. He was terrific. So we're going to have to solve him tonight.
You've been resilient all year, certainly late in the year. What do your team and your boys got to do tonight?
We just got to stick to our game plan. I wouldn't change much of what we did last night. You know, we've been in these situations before, losing on Friday, having to win Saturday, and I feel I anticipate a good response tonight.
Having Steele not suspended, huge for your club, correct?
Yeah, he's one of our leaders, one of our better players, first unit power play guy. It'll be nice to have him back. He should be fresh tonight, too.
Yeah, right. And what we saw last night's typical when the Pioneers and Tigers match up, correct?
Yeah, this is the way it usually goes, playoff hockey, RIT and Sacred Heart. So I think everybody will be in store for another good one tonight.
I wouldn't mind working tomorrow night, CJ.
We'll try to get you another day of paycheck.
All the best to your team tonight. That does it here from the Sacred Heart side. Kevin, let's send it back to you.
Sacred Heart willing to cover the costs here. I like that. We'll make sure we catch up with him if it happens. Thanks so much, Johnny. Well, RIT goaltender Tommy Scarfoni said the best advice he's received is to stay humble. Keep working hard until your opportunity presents itself. And when it does, it's time to shine and prove them wrong. It's safe to say the freshman from Montreal has taken that advice. Oh, and he's run with it so far this year.
Tommy Scarfoni's Tiger career got off to a rocky start, but despite a 6-0 loss at Notre Dame back in October, the freshman was unfazed.
I wasn't even mad after the game. You know what? I said, you know what? Great learning opportunity for me. So I took all the positives from it that I could. You know, it's just sticking with it and, you know, keep working. Doesn't matter. Turn the page and keep going.
When you're trying to learn something about someone, you could pick the easy route and not really learn a whole lot, or put them in a difficult situation. But I really like the way he battled, and that seems like so long ago now, but I really like the way he battled in that game. And we weren't forced, because of our goaltending situation, we weren't forced to push anything on him. He could learn to grow within himself at his own pace, and everyone does as freshmen.
Scarfoni spent the next 9 games watching, waiting, and working to earn his next opportunity.
Mostly practice habits is what I think helped me the most. You know, working hard every single day on and off the ice, you know, getting me ready for every game I was going to play. And then, you know, getting more experience, you know, getting into more games and getting more comfortable out there. And, you know, I just took it and ran with it.
The rebound! Oh, Scarfoni with a save!
Scarfoni eventually made his way into the starting rotation before taking over the reins during the final month of the regular season.
And I think with all our goalies, I've liked them all, but then there comes the test, you know. So you've been have them in class, you're practicing with them, you're working with them, and then comes an exam time, and then we got to see how they do in exams and how they do under that pressure and that. And I just thought he handled it very well, and I think that's what gives you the confidence, is that when your exam finally comes up, are you able to do well on it, or do you need more time to keep studying and keep working at it?
Scarfoni has come a long way since the fall. Now he has a chance to write a much different ending than the way his first season as a Tiger began.
This is a dream come true for me. You know, growing up, I always wanted to play Division I hockey, and last year that dream came true when I signed with RIT. And, you know, just being able to play in games in front of a lot of people, in front of in facilities like these, in front of people like that, great crowds, great atmospheres, it's just a dream come true. You know, I feel like a kid out there every time. So, yeah, I'm just enjoying all of it.
Yeah, we're enjoying watching it as well. Meanwhile, the NCAA Division III Wrestling National Championships are being held in Iowa this weekend. RIT's Zach Stediford and Austin Lamb both earned All-American honors with top 8 finishes today. Last night, RIT's Caden Winters advanced to the national semifinals in the 157-pound weight class following his new RIT single-season record, 23rd pin. Winters took to the mat earlier today in Iowa in that national semifinal, and even though he didn't record a pin, Winters defeated Tyler Shilson from Augsburg University by a final of 7-2 to advance to tonight's national championship bout. We'll let you know how he fares, hoping to bring home a national championship to RIT. On the RIT Athletics scoreboard, the top-ranked RIT men's lacrosse team, they won a championship last year. They were supposed to face 19th-ranked Ursinus this afternoon in Pennsylvania. However, the weather was lousy. Inclement weather postpones it until tomorrow. The unbeaten Tigers will face the Bears at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon in Pennsylvania. We'll still to come on Pregame Live. John and Gene will join us to share who they think we should be keeping an eye on here tonight. Plus, we'll look back on Game 1 and the key moments that made it an instant classic. That is next on your home for Tiger hockey. This is RIT SportsZone Pregame Live.
Change here. Pissarro trying to get back. Shot.
Oh, he got
scores!
it.
It's going to go in. It's 1-0 Sacred Heart.
I thought Scarfoni had it. Couldn't tell if he poked it away from Scarfoni. Scarfoni wants talking.
He's saying he was interfered with, I think.
I think they have to look at it. Let's see what we see here.
Yeah, definitely. Scarfoni makes the save, then the contact is made.
Yes.
Yeah. Willett holds it in at the wall. Wilkie, though, can't hold it. Off to the races. Here's Gehring. Gehring going in. Gehring, centering pass. Unbelievable save by Scarfoni. We are still scoreless thanks to Tommy Scarfoni. Britt, the defenseman, will bring it in. In front. Oh, another save. How did he make that, Tommy Scarfoni? Walker within the corner. Sends it back. Willett fires. Scores! Scores! Yes! Scores! Dan Willett! And oh my gosh! Tommy Scarfoni! One of the best goaltending performances in the history of RIT. They take Game 1.
Oh, yes, sir! Tommy Scarfoni gets rewarded. You want to talk about a leader? And Robbins was great tonight, too, for Sacred Heart. They're going to review this.
Hold up. Hold up. Sacred Heart is on the bench. They're going to look at it.
They're going to look at it. Bertola wants it reviewed.
I don't know.
The ruling is game over. Game over.
Game!
Holy cow.
Oh, what a game last night. As we look at the playoff picture in Atlantic hockey, AIC can advance with a victory tonight. Yellow Jackets trying to capture their third straight tournament title this season. Mercyhurst has now won 4 of 5 over Canisius this year after a double overtime victory last night up at Harbor Center. Lakers' hottest team in the league right now. They've won 6 in a row. Air Force can wrap things up at West Point tonight, and obviously RIT can move on as well with a win. If all the series wrap up tonight, it would be AIC against Mercyhurst, RIT against Air Force in next week's semifinals down in Utica, but there is work for all those teams to do as we welcome you back inside the Gene Policini Center here at RIT, where you're watching RIT SportsZone Pregame Live, presented by Taylor the Builders. So happy to be joined, as always, by the guys who will have the call for you once again tonight, Gene Battaglia and John DeTulio. And guys, you always want to get Game 1 in a best-of-3 series. Tigers accomplished that last night. But as you know, it's even harder to close out a series. And after last night, I think the Tigers realize that these Pioneers will be a tough out here tonight.
No doubt about it, Kevin, as we're happy to be joined ringside by Associate Head Coach Brian Hills. Brian, great game last night. We got to look ahead here to tonight, and I certainly think you would kind of echo the sentiment. How do you create more scoring chances here for your team here tonight?
Well, I think obviously Sacred Heart's a real good team, and we've just got to play with, a little bit more willingness to shoot the puck at times. I think we were trying to make maybe the odd cute play off the rush instead of just shooting through screens and using the defensemen as screens entering the zone, but. It's going to be one heck of a game, and guys, I was listening to the show there just before I came on, and I love your guys' excitement there about Tommy Scarfoni.
And speaking of Tommy, when did you know that he was dialed in last night, Brian? When did it dawn on you that he was going to have a great night?
Well, I think he kind of plays like that all the time, Johnny. real focused kid, real cool as a cucumber kind of guy, doesn't get rattled by much, and very consistent in the way he plays. And I hope he has another great one tonight.
Special teams here, Brian. Special teams, the power play last night. Didn't get anything in regards to that. Anything you guys noticed from last night that you can improve upon here tonight?
Well, I thought in the 5-minute we had some great looks. I mean, we were bombing the puck. Our second unit had some really good looks there. Hobbs, Ducata, and Jojo Gianfranco there, Cicero. They had some great looks, and pucks just didn't go in, and sometimes that's the way it is. I think they had on that 5-minute, I think we had 6 or 7 shots on net, which is, that's pretty good.
Brian, how is Will? I mean, not having him 100% last night, you could see it had ripple effects with your lines and with your team.
Yeah, I hope he's good to go. Well, he's gonna. Seems like he's a lot better tonight than he was yesterday. Yesterday, even when you talked to him, he was kind of iffy about things. And but he's one tough kid, and and the cool part is he hung on the bench for the whole game. He went off when he got hurt there, and he came back and played, but. He stayed with the guys right through the end of the game, which says a lot about his character and the type of leader he is. And I think he feels a lot better today, and I think you'll see him play the full game, and hopefully he gets a goal or two for us.
Brian, really appreciate your time here tonight. Thanks so much. Go get him.
All right, guys. Thanks very much.
Brian Hills, the associate head coach for RIT, John, as I know he probably has thoughts here tonight about Ryan Steele being back in the lineup tonight. That hit on Calverley last night. And it's great that Calverley is okay. But, John, were you surprised he didn't get a suspension?
I think there's a lot of people who are involved in tonight's game that are very surprised he didn't get suspended. We thought he was going to be suspended, maybe because it happened so early in the game. That's why he wasn't suspended for tonight. But I talked to someone who says if this was an NHL game, he is suspended. There's no doubt about it. He would be suspended for tonight's game.
Yeah, that's our player to watch for Sacred Heart, number 11, Ryan Steele, as he'll be centering that line with Neil Shea and Braden Tuck. And talk about a move there. He goes from the wing to the center position. It's almost like C.J. Maritola is putting him front and center here tonight.
Absolutely. And even talking with C.J. just moments ago, it says, we lost him last night. We still put up 39 shots. Now we get him hopefully for a full game. Now we hope to convert some of those chances we had on Tommy Scarfoni.
And if last night showed anything, it's the importance of this guy. Like, you saw all the lines affected. Yeah. You saw the power play affected. Just having him back tonight is a great thing.
It's a great point. I mean, we knew he was very important to this team, but we saw it last night, how the offense kind of wilted as his ice time was really cut. And he affects so many different things on this club. If they're going to win tonight, number 8's going to have a big night.
Kevin, this is going to be a great game to call here tonight. We're looking forward to it. 7:05, the puck drop.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to it, guys. We will see you then. When we return here on Pregame Live, we'll let you know how you can grab your seats for next weekend's Atlantic Hockey semifinals and championship in Utica. That is next. This is RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. Welcome back to Pregame Live. If the Pioneers are able to even this series at a game apiece tonight, we will be back with you again tomorrow night for a decisive Game 3. Our coverage will begin earlier, 4:30 tomorrow afternoon with RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live on flowhockey.tv. Hey, all 8 remaining teams in this league are vying for that trophy right there. The Jack Riley Trophy will be awarded to the champion of Atlantic Hockey 1 week from tonight, just 2 hours east of us, down the thruway in Utica, New York. And you can be there too. The Atlantic Hockey semifinals are next Friday at 4 o'clock and at 7:30, followed by the championship game next Saturday night at Adirondack Bank Center at 7:30. Get your tickets now by visiting EmpireStateTix.com. Well, that's going to do it for us. Up next, Game 2 of this best-of-3 series as RIT looks to move on. Sacred Heart looks to stay alive. Enjoy the game. We'll see you back here for the intermission report. RIT Sports Zone Live begins now.